Hi, good afternoon. Okay, so let's jump in on element 2, which is actually one of my favorite elements. So last week, if you are following along from week to week, which I hope you are, last week Chavasara spoke about finding your why. This week, we are going to be talking about knowing what you want to accomplish. So it's great you have your why, right? Everyone's why is going to be different, as it should be. We're not all the same. But now it's figuring out what you want to accomplish with that. Now, for most of us, and I say us because that's where I was, we want to lose weight. But remember that there's more than just losing weight. There are actually 6 macro, I always get confused between micro and macro. There are 6 macro habits. I am going to look down because I don't necessarily know everything by heart. So I do have some notes. So there is healthy weight management, healthy eating and hydration, healthy motion, healthy surroundings, healthy mind, and healthy sleep. So when you get to element 2, so there's some stuff to read, it goes over, what we're doing, what the reason is behind it, but then it goes into detail and it's sort of asking you as the person going on this journey, what are you looking to do? What are you ready to do? I actually love that about this. So I'm going to show you, if you have not opened this book, get on it. So in the book, there are these readiness things. No, I have not gotten to all of them. Okay. I actually just, me personally, did what led you to pick the numbers. I didn't do the bottom part, which was, if possible, what would help you pick a higher number. Sometimes I'm a rebel, but in all seriousness, so I went through. So one of the first things that it asks you to do is measure your readiness. Now, if you're below a 7, I'm going to ask you why. But if you're above a 7, I'm going to tell you to continue on. Now, what is this rating? This is rating how ready we are to do something. Now, I always say slow and steady wins the race. Do not take on all of these macro habits at once. It is too much, but that doesn't mean that you can't slowly do something. So when I started, we didn't have this book, but when I started, we had a different book. I took on healthy weight management and healthy eating and hydration. Those were the 2 that I took on. Now, they sound very similar, and they are, but they are a little bit different. So when I think of healthy weight management, it's not just a number on a scale. It was learning how to deal with my emotions, how not to reach for whatever was nearest when something happened. Because understand, emotional eating isn't just when you're sad. You see in the movies like, oh, blah, 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 she broke up with her boyfriend, eat a tub of ice cream. Yes, that happened. But my personal emotional eating and what I've seen is that you emotionally eat when you're happy, and you emotionally eat when you're not happy, and you emotionally eat when everything is, good or bad or stressed or whatever. So that was what I focused on. I focused on that. I focused on dealing with that. And then I focused on eating my fuelings and hydrating myself. I suffered before doing plan from constantly being dehydrated, which affected me because they could never get my blood. Not everyone it affects, but majority of the world is dehydrated. So those are the 2 that I started on. But if you don't need to lose weight, you do not need, I have something in my eye, sorry. You do not need to start there. If you are very happy with your weight and you are very happy with your weight management, you eat healthy, you hydrate, so you could start with healthy motion. That could be for you, that could be exercise. For someone else, it might be taking a walk, or you could start with healthy sleep. Worst sleeper ever, until I met some people, realized they were worse than me, but I didn't take on all of this at once. I got into the rhythm. I did plan for 1 month before I started taking on other things. So I did not work on my sleep until, I would say, about a month in. I was not doing any healthy motion except for I was parking further from like the grocery store or the store that I had to go to buy new clothes because the weight was coming off. So I did do that. That was like my little thing that I did. Healthy mind. I am not a reader. And I wasn't even then, 3 years ago. So I started listening to something that was healthy. So I did podcasts, and I found books that were recommended to me, and I would listen to them. Some say that's reading, some say it's not. I am not a fast reader. I do not enjoy it. For me, that's how I got my information. Or healthy surroundings. Now, this is a big one. And the reason I say that is because when you are going through any aspect of this, who you are surrounding yourself with is extremely important. And it's not just because you don't want Aunt Susan stuffing food down your throat. And it's not just because you don't want to hear someone tell you, oh, why are you doing that? It's because who we are around is who we become. So if you're surrounding yourself with negative Nancys, sorry if there's a Nancy here, that's just a saying, or, the negative people, you're going to be negative. You're going to stay negative. If you surround yourself with people who are excited, you immerse yourself into gut health, you speak with your coach, you find a friend to do this with, you do it with a spouse, you do it with, I said friends already, you do it with a child, a family member. I did this plan by myself, but then my father did it, my sisters have done it, my husband did it. They didn't do it with me when I was doing it. I wish I would have gotten them to do it then. But it becomes, when you have that healthy surrounding, it becomes so much easier to do. So this element is really talking about that. This element is discussing, where do you want to take this? And someone just walked into my house. Hold on 1 second. I'm on a live. So where are you taking yourself with this? So you have your why, whatever that is. For me, I'll share my original why. My original why was to be able to get pregnant. I was very overweight, and every doctor said to me, if you lose the weight, you're going to get pregnant. Okay, so that was one why. My second why was to be able to be the mom I wanted to be for my daughter. As I sat watching her I would be on the couch and she would be playing, and all I would wish is that I could get on the floor and play with her, but I knew if I got there, if I went on the floor, I was not getting up. So that was my why. That propelled me through the whole thing. So every time I went to do something that was not part of plan, I would think in my head, okay, what is this going to get you? Where is this going to get you? Is this a quick fix? Is this a quick indulgence? Is this going to make me feel good right now? Or is this going to make me feel good long term? What we're looking for are things that are going to make you feel good long term, because those are the ones that last. It's very interesting, and I'm going to end off with this. And I hope this was very helpful. And please ask any questions that you want in the chat. Someone will respond, if not me. I have been going through some medical stuff and taking some medications that have made me retain water and become very inflamed. I will say this. When I lost my weight and I could walk up the stairs again without any issues, no hyperventilating, no nothing, I was so proud, but I never realized until I couldn't do it again how long-term that was. We are looking for things that give you happiness and pleasure long-term, not just what that cheesecake tastes like. You want something that's going to last. So that's what this element is about. It's about, finding which macro habits you want to work on. Like I said, I would not take all 6 on. Speak with your coach. Figure out what's going to be best for you to take on. But these are them. And if you are not looking, if this is not only about weight loss for you, because you're at a healthy weight, you have your habits down, your healthy habits, your healthy eating habits, I should say. So look for something else. Look for sleep, or look at all of them and find something small that you can do for each, like going to sleep a half hour earlier, like opening up your life book and reading for 10 minutes, like making sure that you are not only around negative people. You know, little tiny things. Work on your water. Work on taking a walk around the block, or work on parking your car further away from the door at the grocery store. These are tiny little things while you're moving along. And I'm speaking specifically for healthy weight and eating, that you should take these little things on. If you're at a different point, you can work on other things. Like if you're only working on, like if you're looking to do exercise, so work on that, and then you could take other little parts of this. But that's what this is. So I hope that was informative and entertaining. And if you have any questions, like I said, just put them down below. Have a great one.